Tommy Nightreign here, and today's target is the Gaping Jaw. Now since beating the first boss, they made solo easier by increasing the runes you get and giving you one free revive, so I decided to make it harder. I have to use a different character for each Night Lord boss, which works out perfectly because there's 8 characters and 8 bosses. And with Wilder down, I'm going for the good old katana wielding executor for the next boss. I'm about to go teach this gaping bitch a thing or two. Starting it off, we clear the camp that we drop into, level up, and raid the fort that's nearby. The Ash of War on this man is sick and does a ton of posture damage, so these early bosses shouldn't be much trouble at all, and we end up beating the piss out of Buddy up top, and scoop up a stone sword key out of the chest and head out. Next door is a church, so we hit a quick Our Father and proceed to head into the mine because the boss here drops a smithing stone too, which will be useful in upgrading our weapons and because we want to dual wield katanas. I then spent some time farming the little dudes that I ran into and headed into this mega church to pay the cost and meet the boss. And just like before, he's simply too little for me and we keep it pushing. Now I want to pay Joel Osteen a visit and up my flask, but right outside of his cathedral is a dragon and we ain't never scared, so we started banging with this beast. Dragons aren't too difficult and for the most part don't have too many moves, so I just keep biting his ankles over and over, but he did end up sneaking me with a good one during this fight and one-shotted me, but after coming back we clean him up and put him down. We are now level 7 and still have some time before the circle closes, so we run to the nearby Everjail and it's the fat bastard Godskin Noble. Unfortunately for him, I have fought the Godskin duo countless times, so one-on-one this is actually barbecue chicken. And I don't give Big Bro a chance, I'm straight playing his fiddle and beat the shit out of him and stole all of his runes straight off of his corpse. I'm on a decent pace right now and I'm level 8 to fight the first night boss, and it's just a lowly gargoyle who doesn't stand much of a chance against Tommy Rain. Kinda like the Godskin Noble, the gargoyle is tough until you have to fight the gargoyle duo in Elden Ring, and afterwards when it's just one gargoyle it feels considerably easier. Most of his moves are pretty telegraphed and he doesn't put up too much of a fight, and we can see the sun rise for day 2 with pure determination to beat the gaping bastard in my eyes. Alright, so the goal is to hit the rest of the churches and get to the bottom of the crater. So after we get our prayer on, we head towards the crater and there's a demi-human queen who has to weigh like 100 pounds, because she is light as fuck. We worked her with like 5 volts. Halfway through, we gotta beat up on this gang of firebenders, and once I let my inner wolf out, it's all but over, and they can't handle the pure fear that I instill into their hearts. Once Big Brother goes down, the 2 little ones might as well leave because they don't put up much of a fight, and we can continue on to the bottom. Waiting in ambush at the bottom is bitch ass Worm. I don't fuck with this dude at all, and have no respect for his back. To start the fight off, he slapped me in the back of my head, but after that, it was all Tommy Rain, and I was just slapping this man around. He's gonna be having nightmares of katanas for a while, the way I was doing them. But he ended up dropping the Dragon Scale Blade, which is already sick in itself, and then using the altar behind him, I upgraded the sword to Legendary, so now it does a shit ton of damage. There was still a little bit of time before it was boss time, so I ran out of there and hit one final Hail Mary before I went into the belly of the beast, and with that, it was time to tackle the second night boss. I went into this fight level 12 and with 2 good weapons, so I knew I was in a good spot, but it was an easy duo fight with 2 pretty lowly enemies. First phase is just against a Crucible Knight, who I just disrespected with my ult and had him begging for help. His prayer was answered when his hippo boy came to help, but it was way too late. By the time the hippo even came to attack me, the Crucible Knight was already dead. Now I'm running ones with Hungry Hippo, and it made me realize just how much damage I was doing, and to be honest, I just spammed LB until he died. I wasn't stressed, because even when he did bite me, he did pretty little damage. With them down, we headed to the Spirit Shelter, buy our Wending Grace, and level up to 13. Now it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Before we go into the run, I'm going to go over a couple of his moves and then show the full run. Alright, his first move is his slam attack, and it has an effect in front of it, so you can simply dodge it by being behind him or learn the timing. And you'll know he's going to do this because he raises his head into the air for like a second and a half and then slams the ground. Okay, next is his grab attack, and he loves spamming this move, so you really got to learn how to dodge it. It has a clear sound cue and visual cue, so once you hear the noise and he puts his mouth on the ground, you wait a quick second and then dodge into it. He has a couple of 2-bite combos that are easily avoidable. If you roll through the first and get in behind him or underneath him, you're definitely going to dodge the second. When he starts yelling and there's a red circle around yourself, you know he's about to start tweaking. So get a little distance and he's going to lunge at you. And afterwards, you can roll into him again and avoid his other parts of the combo. For phase 2, he really only has one new move, and he does it at the start every time, which is his big AoE purple screen. And the only way I found to avoid it is by running away as far as you can. Other than that, some of his moves from before have an after effect now, and the biggest one is his slams. Now after he slams, purple electricity is going to come out of the floor a second after he slams, but this is easily avoidable if you jump. All you have to do is dodge the slam and jump the after effect. This may be a little difficult when he spams 3 slams in a row, but you should be able to tank 1 hit, so just don't get hit by 2 and you'll be alright. Alright, it's time to practice what I preach and get it on with this bastard. Let's get it. Bang time! We got his stupid ass. And got kinda lucky that we had sick weapons and we're a high level, because we got hit a lot. But we came out victorious nonetheless, and can now go squabble with the sentient pest. Catch y'all later. Peace out.